Hi, Julie here, and today I wanted to talk about another method for making double hole paper beads that I have figured out. And I'm sure you've seen these types of double hole beads before online, which are made with toothpicks and stuff. But this one, it's a little bit different. I'm actually using my long 1/16 inch split pin paper bead roller to actually make these, and along with a regular paper bead roller. If I tried to use my double hole paper bead rollers, the pins are too far apart for the way I really want to do this. I have actually made some with this, which are these right here, and these actually took 2 inches plus another 4-inch strip all rolled together to make just one bead for inside of this, and it made the beads really fat to actually fit. And these are glazed, so they're no longer going to fit on these pins because the glaze takes up some space. But I actually made these beads on this double hole bead roller. But I have a method for making this type of double hole bead roller with the long 1/16 inch paper bead roller, and I'm going to be discontinuing the long 1/16 inch bead rollers. When they're gone, but I still have quite a few left. And these, I'll be changing this to the 5/64. This method will work with that as well. Okay, so what I basically did is this one here was made with 2 separate beads made on the 1/16 inch regular bead roller, and these beads were made on a 3/32 bead roller because I wanted to demonstrate that it doesn't really matter the size of the hole. The smallest long bead roller I have will work. You're probably thinking to yourself, but aren't I going to bend the pins if you're not careful? Yes, you could do that. But let me show you how you can use it to make these beads without damaging the pins too much, because it'll still work when you slide the stabilizer bead on it, but you do want to be careful with it. Believe it or not, that's the beauty of this type of bead roller, the split pin that's 1/16 inch and even 5/64, is that they do bend easily, and you can always put them back into shape too. So basically, you get to this point, you have the 2 beads made, and they're ready to put on this tool. And you put the 2 beads on the tool like this. You put them side by side, and you're going to grab your glue. You can use glue stick, but for this part you really want to use the liquid glue, because what you're going to do is you're going to put the glue between the 2 beads. And my glue is starting to dry out a little bit. I've been at this pretty much all afternoon. And then you're going to roll the beads toward each other so that they'll stick together, and you want to line them up very, very carefully, and see how they're spread apart. They're not going to be tight together, so believe it or not, you can actually go ahead and put the stabilizer bead on the end just to hold it in place. And yeah, it bends the pins. But like I said, I've made all of these beads and all of these beads and these couple of beads in here with this tool, and it's still keeping its shape. So what you're going to do next, once you have these 2 together and they're all lined up perfectly, you're going to put the tool down, and I'm going to refreshen my glue here. And you're going to put some glue on the end of your colorful top strip, and you're going to just slather it on. Give it a good inch or so, enough to go around the whole bead. Okay, and then you're going to hold, if you're left-handed, of course, hold it with your left hand, but with your right hand, just kind of hold it there in place. Line it up. Make it as straight as possible, and then flip it over and turn it. And all the while keeping your pressure of your finger on this end to line it up correctly. And since this is liquid glue, it should give a little bit, so you can position it correctly. And then at this point, you're going to go ahead and add more glue down the strip. At this point, you could actually probably go ahead and set it down and put some glue stick on it. That'll work too. But I think it's just as handy to use the liquid glue since it's already out. And I'm already got it using. Okay, and basically what you're going to do is liquid glue is forgiving within a few seconds. So go ahead and slather it on, working your way down the strip. And you're going to carefully line it up and keep rolling it. And kind of pinch a little bit between it, just to give it that, you know, double hole bead look. Okay. And this is another excuse to get one of those long 16th inch or 5/64 inch long paper bead rollers. I do make and offer the longest bead rollers on the market, and you can get them at paperbeadcrafts.com. You can get them at etsy.com in my shop, and you can also get them on Amazon. And just do a hunt for long paper bead roller, and you should find it. Okay. And almost there at the end. And then once you get at the end, this is really easy. You just take this bead off, set it down, put it in a place where it's not going to roll away on you, and then take your tool out. And if you want to, you can always put it down on your work surface and push on it to flatten it, to make it even. And that's it, a double hole paper bead made with 2 beads on the inside wrapped in one long strip. And again, you can use whatever paper bead strips that you want to use for this technique. And it's just another project that you can use your long 16th inch or 5/64 inch paper bead roller for. And the double hole beads, well, let's talk about that. I have also introduced before the long hole beads, and these are good for the bracelet, the stretch bracelet that I had made earlier. It's on my website at jpfun.com. No, it's actually paperbeadcrafts.com. Okay, so those are the long hole beads, and I also have a video for how to make the actual double hole paper beads that are made with these rollers that have the where you actually pinch the paper between them. And just go ahead and look for the link down below, and I'll provide a link to that particular video where you can learn how to make these beads from just a couple of long strips. And you're going to be using these double hole paper bead rollers that I have available also on my website and Amazon.com and Etsy.com. Alright, so that's all I wanted to talk about for today. If you like what you see and you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you and have a great day.